award is annually awarded to a television or radio journalist or news executive who has made a major contribution to the protection of the First Amendment. Here to present the award is somebody that I miss working with, or at least working next door to all the time. I don't think she misses my yelling back and forth in that room. Is the White House producer for ABC News, Mary Bruce.
Probably well aware of the many talents and impressive achievements of our next honoree. So instead, I would like to speak on behalf of the many women and men whom she has mentored and guided throughout her career. When Anne first arrived at the White House at the old age of 27, she was the first female network White House correspondent. There was no set path for her to follow, so she blazed her own. And since then, if you've been lucky enough to be in her orbit, she has generously shared with you the wisdom and knowledge that she gained along the way. Now, having had the privilege of sitting next to Anne in the ABC booth for many years now, I can tell you, she encourages you to get in that briefing room and raise your hand high, to never settle, to never take no for an answer, and to always push, push, push for more press access. And she is always there with a word of advice or encouragement, usually in the form of an email, written all in the subject line, of course, as has become Anne's signature style. And as many of you can attest, there is no better travel companion or road warrior than Anne. And she knows where all the good wine is stashed on the press jar. At the end of those long travel days when the rest of us were usually headed to bed, Anne was usually headed to the press file, and with never a complaint. Even after 4 decades on this beat, and covering 7 presidents, her work ethic was unrivaled. Her never-ending dedication and enthusiasm to her craft is infectious. By her example, she has taught all of us that what we do isn't just a job or even a passion, but a responsibility. And as the mother of 4 accomplished and wonderful children, she has shown us that what it takes to truly be successful in life and in work. So please join us as we take a look back at the tremendous career of our friend, Anne Compton.
It is not easy. No, it is not easy at all to be truly exceptional in your chosen craft. I mean, all you have to do is ask Michael, LeBron, maybe Serena or Martina, Denzel, how about Meryl? They'll tell you, you work at it. You dedicate yourself to it. You succeed sometimes, you fail sometimes, but you keep at it, and you work hard. And slowly, gradually, you win the respect of your colleagues, and if you're special, you become truly exceptional at what you do.
Anne Compton, ABC News, the White House.
A quiz, not a hard one. Who was the first woman assigned by a major network to cover the White House full-time? Hint, she was the youngest male or female ever to get the assignment. Well, it's your quizmaster, Charlie Gibson, here with the answer, and of course it was our Annie, Anne Compton, a true trailblazer, a real force in her profession. Presidents?
Yes, Anne.
Anne Compton.
First ladies? Vice presidents?
Mr. Vice President, yes, we read your lips. No new taxes.
Anne had been preparing for covering them all her life. Compton, age 5, in her garden with tulips.
And this is a feathery yellow tulip, and this is a Dutch yellow tulip. This is my garden.
Anticipating yellow roses in the president's garden later on. Of course, presidents come, presidents go. But Anne, she stayed. Day after day, traveling across the country, around the globe.
Anne Compton, ABC News, with the president in Jerusalem.
Covering the events and stories that directly affected and shaped our world. And then, on that day, September 11th, 2001.
Anne Compton, who's been with the president all day, is on the phone. Annie, can you hear me?
Yes, Peter, I can.
Anne was the only broadcast reporter trusted enough to be allowed to remain on Air Force One during the frightening hours when President Bush was unable to return to Washington. And through those hours, hers was a voice of calm and true professionalism.
It was almost an empty Air Force One that brought us here. They would not let us in the bunker. We are above ground.
No surprise, Anne's in the Broadcasting Radio Hall of Fame, the Journalism Hall of Fame, and she won Peabody and DuPont Awards. If it's there to be won, Annie's won it. By now, I suspect we've done our job and profoundly embarrassed Anne.
And we're going to miss you, and we're very, very proud of the extraordinary career and work that you've done, and we hope you're not a stranger around here.
So let me just end by saying this. One of the great honors, one of the great privileges, one of the great joys of my professional life was to come up through the ranks and work alongside Ann Compton and to call her a pal. But I'm not alone. Annie, take a moment. Look around the room. Those are all friends who respect and admire you. We all feel the same about you. So a toast, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Ann Compton.
Thank you, Mary Bruce, and her partner in crime, Devin Dwyer. I wanted you to hear those new young voices that are going to carry ABC News on for the next 41 years. And a special thank you, a heartfelt thank you to ABC News, which assigned me to the White House, kept me there a very, very long time, believing in the value of institutional memory. And a special thanks to ABC's Robin Sproul, one of your First Amendment recipients last year. ABC's exceptional Steve Jones, who has had my back all along. It is profoundly humbling to share this evening with reporting legacies of Stephen Sudloff and James Foley. And with the remarkable record of James Ricin. Most of us here tonight will never be called on to rise to the kind of challenge they faced. But we do share this. In our routine, day-to-day coverage of the government of the United States, from crawling all over the West Wing to exploring the halls of Congress, and the important and the very unpredictable campaign trail, the First Amendment is always at risk, even in small ways. We here tonight all have a responsibility every minute of every day. First, to get our facts straight. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Second, to demand real freedom of the press in every background briefing, every off-the-record advisory, every one-on-one interview with an official who serves in and is paid by the American people's government. Too much in this town is classified. Off the record is overused. All of us here have a responsibility to push just as hard and just as courageously as Jim and James and Stephen. And one thing more, since the days when I arrived at that White House lawn and there were only 3 network cameras. In this 21st century, the focus, the tools of journalism are now in the hands of citizens everywhere. That can be a very good thing, from Tahrir Square to the Boston Marathon finish line. But those tools in the hands of a government could be another matter. At the White House in particular, too often presidential moments
are reported only by those who hold office, while the free press, the mainstream professionals credentialed in the White House press corps, are excluded. I think it's fine that a president communicates directly to the American people. But excluding a free and fair press from presidential events is not fine, and it must not stand. Thank you for the important work that RTDNA and RTDNA's foundation, all the work you do, and a profound thank you for this honor tonight. Thank you.